Hello! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my current arm workout, whilst also discussing 5 mistakes I believe that I made whilst training arms over the past few years whilst training. These mistakes are personally what I believe to be mistakes. So if I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me. But I'll get straight into it. The first mistake I would make would be not locking out my arms. So say for example on the close grip bench, I'll probably go about 3/4 of the way up and then back down. I don't know why I'd do it, maybe because I could lift more weight. Whatever reason it was, I don't believe it was right. So when you watch me, what I do is on each rep, I will lock out my arms. Terrible camera angle here, but it still does the same thing. I've added a bit more weight here as well, and I like to use a green band, so when I get to the top of the movement it's the most difficult, but it forces me and reminds me that I need to lock out my arms. So the first mistake would be not locking out my triceps. The second mistake would be ego lifting, putting too much weight on and trying to swing the weight to try and maybe impress myself, because I wasn't as strong as other people. Whatever reason, it wasn't going to help. So I like to choose exercises where I can't ego lift. Like the strict curl, for example. As long as you've got your glutes and your back against the wall, it's a strict curl. If you come forward, you know the weight's too heavy for you, or you can't do the strict curl properly because the weight's too heavy. That's pretty much it if you ask me. I also like to do a close grip bench because I don't believe you can actually cheat on that exercise if you're doing it properly. I might be wrong, but, you know. So here you can see me doing close grip bench, this time without bands. I'm trying to work up to an extra rep each time. When I hit a certain number, maybe 12, I'll add some ankle weights on there to make it a little bit more difficult. And then I'll try and add the green band in there and try and get another 12 reps. Just slowly working up each time. Training harder than last time. Progressive overload. As you can see, I'm really struggling here, but I'm trying to keep my form as good as I can. Wrists are in a pretty shit position, but there's something I want to change and I'm trying to work on. So the second mistake would be ego lifting. Here's a good example. Here's me doing some strict curl. I'm going to go about 5 reps. That's 4. And then 5. That's to failure. But I've got some more left in me. So I'll try and do a couple more without swinging. Needs a slight swing as well. And how many did I get? That's it. Because I'm completely done here. Here I do some cheat curls. I don't think there's anything wrong with cheat curls, but why don't you put the cheat curls in after you failed on the strict curl? I believe that works better. So I got 10 reps in total. So those were the first 2 mistakes. Now on to the third mistake. And that was training nowhere near failure. Maybe because I didn't want to show people that I was failing in the gym because I didn't understand it. Whatever reason it was stupid. So now I like to try and train either to failure or as close as I can to failure. Not really much else I can say on that. Here's another exercise where I can't basically cheat. An incline dumbbell curl. Make sure I go all the way down, locking my arms out. I know you can't see it in this video. It's kind of creepily close, but it is what it is. The fourth mistake would be not doing exercises which target the long head of your tricep, which is that big meaty bit on the back of your arm. I usually like to do skull crushers, but it's not exactly practical in my home gym. So what I do is this overhead rope pull press thing. I'm pretty sure it's a technical name. But as you can see, locked out the elbows all the way out. I probably should have a bit more of a stretch on it, but I can feel the stretch and I believe that works for me. But watching these videos, I can say to myself, okay, maybe I should have a bit more of a stretch. Just because you can always feel something doesn't mean it's working correctly. Now moving on to the last mistake I would make, and that would be doing too much. I believed the more you did, the more you got out of it. Because you see people on the internet or TV or whatever basically saying, you do this, do that, do this, do that. And you just basically copy them because we're like sheep, aren't we? So I thought, you know what, I'll try something. There's them feeder exercises. You know, you do like 60 hammer curls, 100 skull crushers, and you keep rotating like 2 or 3 times. And you do it for like every single night. Because it was like, yeah, you know what, do it for a month. Try it, see if it works. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a chance. Tried it. Do you know what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If it works for you, great. So I like to just slow it down. All I've done here as well, because I'm working my arms on back and chest day as well, and like shoulder day, which is basically push and pull. All I did was 3 sets on close grip bench, 3 sets on the strict curl / cheat, and another 3 on the rope pull down, overhead pull down rope, whatever you want to call it, and this incline curl. That's all I do. As you can see in a minute though, I will train to failure, and then because I can't do any more both arms, I'm going to single incline curl and work that until I fail. So a quick recap. The mistakes I made were not locking out my triceps, ego lifting, training nowhere near failure, not doing exercise that worked on the long head of my tricep, and doing too much. And just so you know, I don't train arms on their own. I used to do push-pull legs when I was at the gym, but since this whole lockdown isolation thing, I fancied a change. So I now do a back and chest, shoulders and arms. I did shoulders before this. Didn't obviously record it because it's not about that. And then legs. That's basically it. So, if you liked that, like it. If you didn't like it anyway, why not? Comment whether it's good or bad. Subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching. See you soon.